This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Hey fam, how are you today? I have another video here, and this video is about Mr. Buttigieg. And basically, Mr. Buttigieg made some comments on CNN in reference to gay rights. So I want you to hear the video, and I want to comment after that, and have at it.
Just want to ask you what it means to you personally, as the first openly gay presidential candidate, to see rights codified nationally now, protected for LGBTQ Americans.
Well, it's an enormous step forward. Anytime you see your rights coming up for debate, you wonder what's going to happen next. And this represents a major step and reminds us of the possibility of progress in this country at a time when there is so much anguish and so much expectation, and we see just how far we have to go as a country. But at a personal level, it was 11 years ago this summer that I took an oath in a commission and joined the military in a job that I could have lost if my chain of command learned that I was gay. In other words, firing me wasn't just permitted, it was the official policy. And the other job that meant so much to me over the course of the last decade, serving as mayor of my hometown, I often wondered if I would lose that job as a consequence of coming out. In the end, I didn't. But so many Americans have faced employment discrimination and other forms of discrimination because of who they are, because of whom they love. And this makes clear that a plain, common sense, conservative even, reading of the Civil Rights Act just doesn't allow for that. Now, that doesn't mean that the struggle is over, but it is a big, big step.
Fam, I listened to this interview, and it just kind of has me in a way just scratching my head, a little bit of anguish, and I'm just trying to understand at a time where black people are trying to push forward for their rights, by the way, and for the right to be treated like humans, okay? And for the rights to walk up and down the street, that you pay taxes as a black man and not have to worry about someone that's going to come out of the blue and basically put a gun on you. Now I listened to Mr. Buttigieg's here explanation of the two examples he gave, and the one was 11 years ago. He could have, listen to the words, he could have lost his job in the military. Now, I served in the military. I served in the military in the 90s, and there were gay people in the military then, and there are gay people in the military now. And I do not recall in recent time a case where an officer, an enlisted man, or any service member was removed because he was gay. Maybe I missed all of that. I don't know, but I cannot remember. Then, secondly, he uses his mayorship as also he thought at times that he would lose his job as mayor, although he was voted in by the people that made him mayor. He somehow felt like he was going to lose his job as the mayor if they found out he was gay. I have a hard time trying to understand, how they bring up civil rights. Civil rights were put in place for the struggle that black people were going through. If it were not the problems, the struggles that black people had, there would have been no reason to have civil rights. Now we're talking about sexual connotation, basically a sexual preference. Okay, now if I myself had not been in the military or worked in corporations, and I'm talking mega corporations where they have thousands of employees, yeah, I would maybe fall for that. But still being in corporate, I see that there are people that are, hey, transsexuals, homosexuals from the LGBTQ community that are in high places. Okay, and I don't see the discrimination. There may be, okay, I'm sure people say things when they go home, but I'm not seeing that in the workplace. A physical discrimination where someone, is keeping someone from a job or an opportunity. Now, here's the second. Also, here's the second thing. They're securing rights. Okay, now a person that may be of the LGBT community can still go to a job interview and not get the job. Okay, the same way a black person is supposed to get the job, he could go to the damn interview and not get the job because they see that he is black. Now, a gay white man, I mean, where in the conversation of the interview do they ask you, are you gay? It's obvious that in the interview they can see that you're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, or whatever race or group that you may be, and you can be discriminated based upon that. Now, are they saying that the person in the interview, the interviewer is looking at them and saying that, hey, they look gay, and I'm not going to hire them? Yeah, maybe. But how can you prove that? The same way they do black people. How in the hell can you prove that they looked at you and said it without saying it? So this is a farce, man. This is bullshit. This is more propaganda to take the fire off of what black people need, man. We have black people that are gay. They need black rights. Okay, there's no meter on the gun that goes off and say, no, they're not just black, but they're also gay. Do not shoot. No, that's not what's happening. Black people are getting shot, whether they're gay or whether they're straight. They're black. And this is the propaganda to wedge in between what black people have going on right now. This is an anti-black movement right here. To sit up here and talk about LGBTQ when you have black people that are LGBTQ, but you can't tell if they don't fucking say nothing. Like that's a sexual preference. They okay, it's a man choosing to sleep with a man. How would I know that? If he doesn't say anything. Okay, so that's virtually sexual harassment. Like if I was at work and I go walk around and I tell people, hey, I like sleeping with women. I go to a woman, I say, I like sleeping with a woman. That's sexual harassment. So what you saying is other than someone's eyesight, how will they know that you're gay if you don't say anything? Is it supposed to be the way he moves his hips or you know what I'm saying? Or the way he switches and in the workplace? Like I'm trying to understand where is the comparison. So a straight guy walk down the hall, he can hold his ball, his nut sacks. He can kind of like, maybe he could pull his underwear in his pants so you can see his heart on. Like I don't like where is the how do you discriminate someone that's gay if they don't say anything? Because once again, where in the interview does it say, are you gay? No, it say, are you black? Are you white? Are you what group are you? It wants you to check the box. It doesn't want to know if you like women, if you like men. So how would they secure any fucking thing? I have that same fire for Mr. Porter. He wants to go on Sesame Street. What on Sesame Street talks about sex and your sexual preference? Since the time I was growing up on Sesame Street, they talked about the differences in people. That's why all the little characters they all look different. Orange, Groove. That shows that they're different. But where in Sesame Street did they talk about sex, your sexual preference? Where in Sesame Street did they teach little boys that yeah, you're supposed to hunger for women? So I'm trying to understand why today, what does Sesame Street have to do with your sexual preference? You're right. Your sexual preference should be private and it should be protected. You have the right to have whatever preference that you want in America. But where in there is the civil rights of a person have to do with your sexual preference? Are you saying that just the right to hold hands with your man in public? Because I've already seen that. The kissing in public, you didn't need a law to do that. You've been doing that. So what exactly did you accomplish other than taking away uh, from black people with this bogus ass movement? Now let me show you some photos of people that were trying to obtain civil rights that were actually oppressed. And now let me show you some photos of people who are trying to obtain civil rights who claim they are oppressed. Okay, so in closing, if you look at the two examples I provided you, look at those pictures. So that ought to destroy and debunk the whole narrative that gay people are being oppressed. Okay, you have gay people that are white, you have gay people that are black, you have straight people that are black, and you have straight people that are white. There's many gay black men who are walking around that I don't know they're gay, but I still treat them with respect. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? And keep it moving. I see brothers every day. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? I go to the local store. Hey, brother, how you doing? Could be gay. I don't know. So it's no way that I am basically, discriminating against or oppressing this person because he's gay. So it doesn't make any sense at the end of the day to try to make it sound like the black community is oppressing the black gays. Now, here's what I do think. Growing up, young gay people are in households that may not be gay. They may have a straight mother and a straight dad. So they may not approve of those actions. So growing up, it may appear as if they are oppressed because they're living under someone else's house who's paying bills, who's not allowing them to maybe sleep with the guy they like in the house or the girl they like in the house. So maybe they perceive that as oppression. There are a lot of personal things that go on in their personal lives that may seem to be oppressed. Maybe it may be oppression. But as a whole, black people should not sit here and divide a wedge in us talking about we're oppressing ourselves. That doesn't make any sense. And this is what the white narrative wants us to do. Wants us to believe that we are oppressing ourselves. So these rights here, I really don't understand those rights. These rights seem to be progressive to something else down the line, but I don't see them progressive to civil rights that I see my forefathers, that my fathers, my uncles, my grandfathers fought for. So there may be black people out here that may find it offensive that when we're talking about civil rights for black people, suddenly now there's a group talking about they're oppressed and they need civil rights. That's not even a group. It's just people who have a sexual preference that are all different colors and of all the different groups. First of all, I want to thank you for your time. hope that you like this video. This video was not meant to uh, cause confusion, but maybe to make things, especially for the younger black people, they can look at this video and they can make a decision for themselves what they think. Because I am older and I've seen the transformation, and just like I seek older people for information that I could not see, the youth should do the same, and I leave this for them. So please like, and also please subscribe. Support me. This is the Black News.
LGBTQ plus black folks are black people too. Our lives matter too. So this is my response to those of y'all who don't understand that. Fuck you.
This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News.